This ugly brown thing is a fuel oil tank. It held number 2 diesel fuel for a home furnace. I want to repair it, put it back into service. And I know there's a whole bunch of steps required, but I'm reaching out to you, leaning on you for your expert advice. I am a beginner welder, so feel free, just talk to me like I am a small, stupid child. This part is the bottom of the tank, and right here is where one of the 2 cradle arms used to hold the tank up off the ground rested against the tank. And it has eaten away at the tank. My guess is moisture got between the cradle arm and the tank, and a pinhole has developed. From what I understand, number 2 diesel is not flammable unless you really hit it with a whole bunch of gas. You could put it in a Coke can, shake it up, put a blowtorch on it. It doesn't readily ignite. So I think it's safe to just go ahead and weld right over that pinhole. It doesn't have any fuel in it, but if I open up the cap, I could smell fuel, so I know it's present. Curious what you have to say. I certainly don't want to end up in a headline somewhere of homeowner blows himself up. Assuming it is safe to weld right over this pinhole, it appears I need to fill in all the divots of where this cradle ate away, or where the rust, the water ate away at the tank. And so I need to fill it in. I have a stick welder and a MIG welder. So if you recommend using a stick welder, what stick number would you recommend using, and at what temperature should I use it? I don't know the thickness of this metal. I do know it's magnetic though. My fear is too high of a temperature and I burn right through the tank, and then too low of a temperature I don't get a good adhesion, and when my father-in-law puts this back into service, the fuel just leaks all out. Not a good result. This side is in much better condition, so I think there's less to do over there. Once I get this all welded up, I need to test for leaks, and I plan to do that with an air pressure test. But there's a little bit of a problem. Welcome to the mossy side of the tank. This is where the tank gets filled. It's just a hinge valve. It doesn't seal up like the other 3 valves. The other 3 valves have crank down mechanisms, or they screw in, so I think they're sufficient in terms of keeping the air in. But if I did an air pressure test, what is the best way to seal this up to make sure I get a good test and an accurate test? Okay, so I've hit you with a whole bunch of questions. MIG welder, stick welder. Which wire type? What wire temperature? Are there any extra safety considerations I should take into account? And what is the best way to plug this up to do an air pressure test? I appreciate you taking your time and sharing your expertise, helping me with my project.